Good morning, world. Stephanie here with today's episode of The Bloom, The Morning Bloom. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. It's a new life for me, yeah. Oh, it's a new day. It's a new for me. And I'm feeling good. So we're gonna listen to some Nina Simone. I'm in a Nina kind of mood. Today is, I have a hard time not singing along. Wednesday, miércoles, ruled by Mercury. So a wonderful day for communication. Well, that's kind of a generalized statement, but a day that often is associated with Mercury and communication. And Mercury, Hermes, with the wings on the shoes, a fast-moving energy, fast-moving planet, eloquent-tongued, don't shoot the messenger. And also when we look at communication, we can look at that there are lots of different ways to communicate. And as we think about things that move fast, like Mercury, what came to mind for me was also the changing phases of the moon. So today we're going to go ahead and use the Moonology Oracle cards by Yasmin Boland, artwork by, excuse me if I don't pronounce your name correctly, Nyx Rowan. Let the moon be your guide. All right, so happy Wednesday, everyone. So one thing I was able to learn when I moved to Vermont so many years ago was I began to study astrology with a woman named Mariana Abuzara. She is the founder of Green Mountain Intuitive Arts, and I was able to study my birth chart, my son's birth chart, how to read birth charts, as well as moon journaling, how to follow the moon throughout its phases every month and utilize the information that we draw from following the moon through our birth chart to help us understand our feelings, the events that happen around us, and how to plan accordingly. Split the deck, be bold, and make the first move, Cardinal Moon. So we'll use these in relation to communication. And so if there is someone that you're thinking of communicating with, or there's something coming up that involves important communication, or even, applying it to your own inner communication, and always with love. And so we're doing this love theme for, the next till the end of February, and probably always, because it is a subject that I feel passionate about, and I think that other people like to hear about it as well. So when it comes to communication, what you're not seeing, what's in the center of all of this, is to be bold and make the first move. So the first, where you're at right now, conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse. So where you're at right now, conclusions are within reach. Maybe you've been contemplating, you've been going within, you've been consulting about how to go about this communication, and conclusions are within reach. A challenge to the situation, maybe the challenge card is actually a win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. So the balancing of the scales, Libra ruled by Venus. So how would this be a challenge? How could a win-win, everyone winning, be a challenge? Maybe it's because you're not used to that. Maybe it's because in the world that you've been spending so much time in, there's only a winner and a loser. There hasn't been a system in place where everyone is able to win. And in the realm of communication and relationships, maybe in the past you've had a lot of arguments in your relationships. Maybe you have had a disagreeable partner. Maybe you've been disagreeable. Maybe you or someone you love has felt like they always had to win the conversation and that there was no resolution to the issue, which oftentimes couples have like one main revolving issue that is comes up often and is just more challenging than other day-to-day things to resolve. So maybe that's what the challenge has been, and now you're finally beginning to believe that a win-win outcome is possible. And so I always like to flip the card instead of horizontal to vertical to signify that the challenge has been overcome, right? So you already know that conclusions are within reach and a win-win outcome is forecasted. So in a sense, you could just stop right here and say what more is needed. But I will go further. So what had been going on in the recent and the distant past was that a new start was coming. A new start was coming and emotions were running high. So in the past, with this issue that you have in mind, this communication snafu maybe, or maybe a winning communication, a communication that you were worried about, but now you know and feel very vibrantly, lovingly confident about is a win-win for all involved. And in the past, it was a new start coming. Love these cards, they're gorgeous. And so emotions were running high. So maybe because emotions were running high, because it was such an exciting time and so much was, at stake, or this new start, this new fresh seed was just such a precious seed, a sacred seed, maybe some type of a rare genetic, and so it was extra special to you. And so your emotions were like, didn't know what to do with yourself. So then moving forward, the best part of the situation is that nothing will come of the situation. The void, of course, the moon. And so those worries that you were having about the emotions and the anxiety running high, nothing is going to come of those fears. Fear, false evidence appearing real. So flipping those fearful anxiety emotions into fuel, into excitement, into like, oh my God, everybody's going to win. Everyone's going to be happy, right? Because we already know that's the conclusion. Win-win situation for all. So when it comes to the stress and the fear and anxiety, you can just go ahead and let it pass on into the earth or into the ethers, and take it as a lesson of like how when you do the work and you allow and you have a positive mindset, that a win-win outcome is capable for all involved. And so then in the future, you're surrendering to the divine and being able to let go of that stress and let go of that worry, and to surrender to being happy, surrender to your healed whole self, surrender to the win-win outcome that both parties can win, and that nothing is going to come of the stress, and that you're just going to flip those emotions that were running on high from the exciting new start into, you're going to give it all up to the divine in this full, beautiful, blossoming way. So the factors affecting the situation, the external influences, hopes, dreams, or fears, and the final outcome. Okay, so external influences, or factors affecting the situation. Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. I love this card because it is something that as I, do these videos, that's one of the reasons why I'm doing these videos. Because otherwise, this is my audience out here. And so sometimes, it's nice to be able to show the world all sides of you. So factors affecting this win-win favorable outcome and conclusion is that as you show the world the real you, not only do you feel better, and fall more in love with yourself, but it's healing, and you allow other people to get to know you, and you allow other people to see what you're like and how you think, and to be in the presence of your energy, which is healing, especially when a person is overcoming trauma, which check out Gabby Bernstein's new book coming out here in February called Happy Days, which is about the journey through healing from trauma into, freedom and peace and joy again. And so I'm really excited to get that book, and we'll be offering that in my book club, The Teapot, starting here soon. And right now we're looking at aphrodisiac and love-based books, and then beginning at the end of February I'll be doing a group, kind of like a combination of a book group, a tea party, and a counseling session, and it will be called The Teapot. And so showing the world the real you is part of what allows for this win-win outcome to come in, because you're surrendering to the divine by allowing yourself to bubble up and outward, by pouring your cup of juicy divine goodness, the life essence, the soul essence that you came into this life with, and you're giving that up to the divine, which is a prayer that I've made for very many years, giving myself up to the divine to do with me what thou willst, in for the highest, greatest good of all beings. And that is how you win, And so the external how everybody wins, and the external influence is having faith in your dreams. So having faith in that process of surrendering, of showing the world your new self, of nurturing the seed, of letting go of the negativity and the worries and transforming them into fuel, like flying high, and having faith in those dreams, flying high on your faith, on your excitement, so that you can reach your dreams, and a win-win outcome will be concluded for all. And so take the time to breathe out. That's so funny that that's the next card in this reading, because I'm like so excited about this that I need to take a nice deep breath. Ready? In 3, 2, It's amazing what a few small deep breaths can do. So remembering that through this exciting process, through the flying high to the win-win outcome, and knowing that the flying high is winning, that you're always winning, as my dear friend Derek says. And so making sure, taking the time to breathe out. When you hold your breath, it's actually a sign of tension and of holding on to your emotions and not being peaceful within. I'm sorry if you can hear Yoda snoring, but he sleeps so much. And also, the carbon dioxide settles at the bottom of your lungs. So when you're breathing out fully, you're then more able to breathe in fully, oxygenating your blood, oxygenating your brain and your body, and just feeling all around better. And remembering, and that's also, the hopes, that when you breathe out, not only are you breathing out oxygen, but also remembering to give with your words, and that your words, even when you may not believe it, do touch other people and bring them peace and joy or insight, or hopefully something beneficial, right? And so breathing out physically to release the carbon dioxide and make more room for a new breath, to calm the body and the mind and channel all this exciting, delightful energy, and then making sure also to give into the world. And that just as much as that is maybe part of your fear, that is also part of your hope and dream, to be able to give more of yourself, to be able to show the world the real you, and surrender to the divine and believe in the beauty of your dreams with faith for the win-win outcome, which is forecast because in the end, the result is boom, you are good enough. Final card. Boom. Final outcome. You are good enough. Beautiful, right? I should say bloom instead of boom, because I don't think that the world needs more booms, right? Like maybe like, what's that boom boom? That like music maybe, but we need more blooms. We need more flowers, more blooming of consciousness and of love. Maybe some divine soul explosions, but you know, I'm seeing those flowers coming out everywhere, and flowers, as Ralph Waldo Emerson says, are the earth's laughter, and laughter is the best medicine. So she has this crown of flowers on, this beautiful, beautiful laughter of nature and joy, and also that like terpene love, the aromatherapy that comes from flowers has a scientifically proven effect on the brain through the olfactory system and nervous system, as long as you have a sense of smell. And so you are good enough. The knowledge you have is good enough. The practice and experience that you've gained along the way is good enough. Your love is good enough. Your body, mind, and soul and spirit is good enough. You are good enough. You are intrinsically good enough and worthy of beauty and love and abundance, of health, of letting go of the stress, of overcoming and transforming your trauma or your negative experiences, rising up out of the ashes. Love that phoenix, and so that everybody wins, everybody wins. The heart chakra, this green and the crown, that is your crown, your crowning glory. You win because you love, and you're intrinsically good enough, and that is, your heart is your crown. So folks, love you all very much. I got my hands on my heart and my crown here for you all, because we are all good enough and we can all win, right? And channel our true essence, our real self, and our love, and nourishing our new start, and having faith, and all these beautiful things I've already said. Mwah! We are good enough, folks. The earth is sacred, and so are we. Go in peace and be a blessing. Bye.